Continue with the Unit 4 test review. Number 10, solve by graphing. And so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to say, okay, probably want to use y equals mx plus b, so I'm going to go ahead and solve these equations a little bit. So the first thing, I'll take this bottom one first, and I'll divide everything by 3. So that gives me 4 minus x equals y. And I can just rewrite that, so kind of the way I'm used to looking at it. So I'm going to graph that one. Okay. I'm going to take this top one up here and solve this one for y. So subtract 2x to both sides. Divide this one by 2. We get negative x plus 2. Okay. So if I was to graph these, first thing I go ahead and, okay, y-intercept of 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, slope of negative 1, so that's down 1 over 1. Okay. And then this one has a y-intercept of 2 and a slope of down 1 over 1. And then I realized, hey, these lines are parallel, so they don't cross, so there's no solution. And I could have seen that right here as well with them having the same slopes. So this is no solution. Number 11, so I'm going to solve this. They're not telling me to do either method, substitution or elimination, so I'm on my own. So, but this one is definitely an elimination question. So I'm going to add straight here. I'm going to get 5x, these cross out, and then that's 5, divide by 5, and x equals 1. So I've solved half of that one. Now I got to plug it back in. I'll plug it into this one right here on the bottom. It doesn't matter which one. Alright, so I'm solving for the y now. Y equals 2. So the answer is 1, 2. So these two would cross at the point 1, 2. Number 12, definitely annoying because of the fraction, but that's an easy fix. I'm going to go ahead and clear that out. So I'll multiply this by 12. Okay, you got to be careful to make sure you multiply both sides by 12. So I got 36 over 4x plus 24 over 3y equals 8 times 12, 96. Okay. And so this reduces to 9x plus 8y equals 96. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on top of each other. And I'm going to use elimination again. So I'm just going to multiply this one by negative 1. I can just do that right here by making everything negative, and I get cross out, I get 0. Okay. And then when I look at this, I get negative 88, and it doesn't really matter what I get because I have a false statement. I don't have the same thing, so this is also no solution. No solution. Number 13. So looking at this one, I'm probably going to go with elimination. I'll have to multiply the top and bottom by something. So looking at it, these two are at least different signs. So I'm going to make these a positive and a negative 12. So if I'm going to do that, this one's got to be multiplied by 4 over 4. And this one's got to be multiplied by 3 over 3. So rewriting that, I'm looking at 8x plus 12y equals 8. And 9x minus 12y equals 3 times 14, 42 negative. Okay. Those cross off, so I get 17x equals 42 minus 8 is 34 negative. And x equals 2. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and find y. and I'll plug into this top one here before I multiplied. So I'm basically looking at 2 times 2 plus 3y equals 2. And then I get 4 plus 3y equals 2. Subtract 4 to both sides. 3y equals negative 2. Divide by 3, and y equals negative 2/3. So this crosses at the coordinate point negative 2, 3. And then looking at number 14, I got decimals, and I could use a calculator all the way through, but just real quickly, looks like I've only got to move the decimal place one spot, so I'll multiply everything by 10. So I'll end up with bigger numbers, but no more decimals. So I'm basically looking at 6x minus 4y. You got to be careful here. This is going to be 20, okay? And then 4x plus 1y equals 6. So I'm going to multiply this bottom one by negative 4 now, so that I can get some opposites right here. And this should, be a y. Okay. So I'm going to rewrite over here 6x minus 4y equals 20. And then I'm going to get negative 16x. Oh, sorry, I want a positive 4y here, sorry. So positive 4y equals positive 24. Okay, so then those cross off, and I get 22x equals 44. Divide by 22, and x equals 2. And then I got to plug back in somewhere. Erase what I wrote up there, that being a y. So I'm going to plug into this one up here. Doesn't matter which one. 6 times 2 minus 4y equals 20. And I get 8 minus 4y equals 20. Subtract 8 to both sides. That's positive 12. Divide by 4. Y equals negative 3. So this one crosses at the coordinate point to negative 3.